I still hear her voice at night. Not in dreams, not in memories. I hear it the way you hear someone whisper right behind your ear when you are alone. And the worst part, I know exactly whose voice it is because I was there the night she died. My name is Amaka. I'm not telling this story for sympathy. I'm telling it because some houses should never be lived in and some men should never be trusted. In my village, we used to say that poverty makes people blind. It makes you believe anything that sounds like hope. That's how it started. The man came during the dry season, when the wells were low and people were desperate. He was not old, maybe mid-30s, smooth skin, soft voice, always smiling. He dressed well, too well for someone living near us. He said his name was Obina. He said he worked in the city, said he had connections, said he could take girls to work in shops, in homes, in big offices. Better life, he called it. And people believed him because hunger doesn't argue, it agrees. At first, it was just one girl, then two, then three, always from families that had nothing, always girls who looked tired of suffering. They would live with him, carrying small bags, eyes full of hope. And then, nothing. No letters, no calls, no visits, just silence. Some people started to whisper, but whispers die quickly when there's no proof. And Obina, he kept coming back, smiling, calm, confident, as if nothing was wrong. I didn't trust him. I don't know why. Maybe it was the way he looked at people, not at their faces, but through them, like he was measuring what he could take. One evening, I saw something I wasn't supposed to see, and that's when everything changed. Before I go further, if this story is already making your chest tight, don't just sit there. Like this video, drop a comment, share it, and follow this channel because stories like this need to be heard. They need to stay alive. Now, listen carefully. That evening, I followed him. I told myself I was just being curious, but deep down, I knew something was wrong. He walked past the market, past the farms, toward the old road that led to the abandoned part of the village. Nobody lived there anymore, except him. Yes, he had a house there. People said he built it himself, said he liked privacy. That should have been the first warning, but nobody listens to warnings when a man looks harmless. I stayed far behind him, careful not to be seen. When he reached his compound, he didn't knock, he just opened the gate and walked in. I waited. Then I moved closer, and that's when I heard it. A sound, not loud, not clear, but enough to freeze my blood. Crying, soft, broken crying from inside the house. I stepped closer to the window and I looked in. I wish I didn't. Inside there were girls, not one, not two, many, thin, tired, afraid. Some were sitting on the floor, some leaned against the wall. One was staring straight ahead like her soul had already left her body. And in that moment, I knew those girls never went to the city. They came here and they never left. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it would give me away. Then I saw him again. Obina. He walked into the room, slow and calm, like he owned not just the house, but their lives. One girl tried to stand. He didn't shout, he didn't rush, he just looked at her, and she sat back down. That kind of control, it wasn't normal. It was something else, something darker. I wanted to run, but then something happened. A girl turned toward the window, toward me. Our eyes met, and I swear to you, she knew I was there. She didn't scream, she didn't move, she just stared, and her lips slowly moved. Help us. I ran. I didn't think, I didn't stop. I ran until my lungs burned. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them, their faces, their silence, their fear. And that girl, her eyes haunted me the most. By morning, I knew I couldn't ignore it. I had to do something. But who would believe me? People trusted him, feared him, some even respected him. So I made a decision. I went back. Yes, I went back. But this time, I wasn't alone. I convinced two men from the village to come with me. I told them everything I saw. They didn't fully believe me, but they followed me anyway. We reached the house just before sunset. The gate was slightly open. That was strange. We entered quietly. No sound, no movement. The house felt wrong, like the air itself didn't want us there. We stepped inside. Empty. No girls. No Obina. Nothing. One of the men laughed. Silly woman, you scared yourself. I felt my stomach drop. Had I imagined it? Was I losing my mind? Then we heard it. A whisper, soft, faint. Help. We turned. The sound came from a back room. We walked toward it slowly, each step heavier than the last. When we opened the door, there was only one girl inside. Just one. She was lying on the floor, barely breathing. Her skin was pale, her lips dry, but her eyes, they were alive. She looked at me, and I recognized her. She was the girl from the window, the one who saw me. I rushed to her. I said, "Where are the others?" She didn't answer immediately. She just stared at me. Then she whispered something that still chills me to this day. "He took them." My chest tightened. "Where?" She shook her head slowly. "Not where you can follow." Before I could ask anything else, the door slammed shut behind us. We turned, and there he was, Obinna, standing in the doorway, smiling. But this time, the smile was wrong, too wide, too empty. "You should not have come back," he said calmly. The two men stepped forward, trying to act brave, but I saw it in their eyes. Fear, real fear. Obinna walked closer, slow, controlled, like he had all the time in the world. "You see things you don't understand," he continued. "You try to interfere." The air grew colder. I'm not exaggerating. It actually felt like the room was losing warmth. The girl on the floor suddenly grabbed my wrist. Her grip was weak, but urgent. "Don't let him take me again," she whispered. Again? My heart dropped. Before I could react, Obinna reached for her. But something happened. Something I can't explain. The girl screamed, not loud, but sharp. And then she spoke, not to him, but to something else, something unseen. "I refuse." The room shook. I swear to you, the walls trembled, the light flickered, and then she looked straight at Obinna. Her eyes changed, dark, deep, not normal. "If I die here," she said, her voice no longer weak, "you will never rest." Silence. Even Obinna stopped moving. She continued, "My voice will follow you. My pain will live with you. You will hear me until your mind breaks." Then she stopped breathing. Just like that. Gone. The room went still. Too still. Obinna stared at her body. For the first time, he didn't look in control. He looked shaken. We didn't wait. We ran. All of us. We ran out of that house and never looked back. But the story didn't end there. Because a week later, people started hearing things. Near his house, at night. A voice. Soft. Faint. Whispering. Calling. Crying. At first, people ignored it, but then Obinna changed. He stopped coming to the village, stopped showing his face. Then one day, someone went to check on him. They found him inside the house, dead. No wounds, no blood, but his face was frozen in terror, eyes wide, mouth open, as if he saw something that broke him completely. And the house? It's still there, empty, but not quiet. Because sometimes, late at night, if you stand close enough, you'll hear her, whispering, calling, waiting. And me, I never go near that place again. Because I know something now. Some curses don't need rituals. They don't need shrines. They only need pain and a voice strong enough to refuse silence. If this story gave you chills, don't scroll away like nothing happened. Hit that like button right now. Drop a comment, share it, and follow this channel because stories like this need to be heard. They need to stay alive. And don't forget to subscribe because the next story I tell might be even darker. And trust me, some stories are not just stories. Some of them are warnings.